What's up everyone? Welcome back to Lumber Capital Log Yard. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing with you guys the cause of shake in trees. First of all, I'm of course going to go over what shake is, but I would like to discuss why it is present in trees. And there's actually not a lot of information about it online. And since that's where everybody goes nowadays, I figured I should put some out there for y'all to figure out because I found it pretty interesting. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let's get into it. So I picked out a log especially for this video for you guys. We actually don't have a lot of logs in the log yard right now. We are low. That is an issue because what are we? We are a log yard. We have to have logs in order to have a log yard. Don't worry, we'll fix that. But as of right now, we don't have a lot of logs for the mill specifically, but I did find one with a little bit of shake in it. So I actually picked it out especially for this reason. And if you want to get a close up here, we can see the issue. So this is a hemlock log, and I have it circled here, but you can see that there are little cracks. There's one right there, that's the big one, but we also have one right here, and that's called ring shake when it goes around the ring like that. And that's usually what you see in hemlock, is that ring shake. So we're going to go on a little walk here and talk about what causes shake. While shake can be present in many species of trees as well as hardwoods, you mainly see it in hemlock. And I wish I could tell you guys why. I've tried to do some research on it, but there's surprisingly little about it. But it is extremely susceptible to shake. I'm getting caught all over these. I didn't think I was going to go walking out in the woods today, but hey, I have a YouTube video that I have to do, so why not? Thank you for giving me the excuse to walk in the woods. My point is, it is a big issue for us sawyers as far as hemlock goes, the amount of shake that is in trees. And so I started looking into it, and a lot of people think that shake is caused due to stress on the tree. And shake is actually just a crack that is basically inside the layer, the fibers of the tree. It's like in between. And people think that it's mainly due to the stress, like I said, whether that's from wind or just the weight of snow being down on the branches. This can all be damaging to trees, and that is what people think cause the shake. While that might play a part in it, the actual cause is a bacterium in the trees that actually comes up through the roots, not the stem. So what does this tell us? Well, at least it tells me that this is more of a sickness in the trees than something that is caused by an external source. And now I think we must be turning around now because, Jade, we walked quite a ways. All right. Well, that was a nice little walk, but we are back and we're going to toss that log on. So I mentioned to you guys that the wind and snow or whatever, the stress, the external stress caused to the tree might have a part to play in the shake. And why I said that was that this bacterium that I was talking about, it weakens the tree and actually makes it more susceptible to the stressful environments of whatever the tree is experiencing from the outside. So the issue is a little bit more complex than just one bacterium and one species. I don't know how much the amount of shake that's in this log that you saw is going to affect the boards that come out of it, but we're going to cut it open and take a look and see what happens. It might be severe, it might not. You don't really know until you try. So we're gonna roll her up here and get to cutting. It's not bad. It's certainly not as bad as other logs that I have seen. It's just a little bit, but it might be more severe in the tree. Yeah. All right, so we are done cutting that log, and these are some of the best examples of shake to show you here, you guys. Now, not every board is going to be affected by it, but this is probably the most severe shake, and you can see that it goes all the way up in there. And you can also see another little crack running like that. And that's the unfortunate part about this, because that makes this piece actually trash, because usually when there's shake, if it's just, you know, a side here, what I can do is I can put it on the pile to be ran through the edger and we can still get a board out of it. But I see that there is what I call a pre-crack, which is just a less severe form of shake running right through here, and as that dries it's going to eventually crack. So I can measure right here. So that's not quite 3 inches, so I can't get a 1x3 out of this. And if you can see the pre-crack right there, obviously I can't get even the smallest dimension that we inventory out of any part of this board, and that makes it trash. Now that's not the case for all these boards. This one might be fine. You just see a crack right there. Again, with this one, a little one right there, not terrible. We'll put these just in the pile for the edger. Let me look through these. Yes, you can actually see that piece actually fell out right there. That happens quite a bit. You can see it's also a sliver right here that wants to pop out. So depending on the severity of the shake in the log, there are some things that you can do. Don't cut 1 inch like I did, for one. I did that as an example because I know that the shake would really show up. But if you say cut a 4x4 out of a log like that, that you can tell might have a little bit of shake, sometimes you can get away with that, because if the area that's affected doesn't make it bad enough that it's like the board's literally falling apart, it can still be a solid 4x4, whereas thin stuff like 1 inch material, it's going to crack really easily and just fall apart. So 2 inch also, this is a good solid piece of 2 inch that the shake did not affect at all. So in the end, it's still worth cutting the log. First of all, if you are purchasing your logs, don't go paying the same price for a log that has shake in it that a log that doesn't. It should be calculated and marked down. The board footage should be marked down if there is shake present in the log, and usually you can see that just by looking at the end and seeing the cracks that I showed you. Now, of course, that's not a fail-proof method. There is no fail-proof method. You honestly don't know until you cut into it how bad it's going to be, but you can certainly guess. So we obviously didn't pay a lot for that log because there was shake, and we still got boards out of it. So it's still worth cutting the log. Don't waste the log just because you know there's going to be a little crack in it. But it's still an issue when you realize how much is wasted because there's a crack in it. And it's very unfortunate and can be discouraging for a lot of sawyers. They think that they have a good log, they cut into it, and it's just all cracking. And there was nothing they could do about it. It's how the tree grew. So I think that it's good to be aware of what is happening to that tree while it's still growing and is still obviously in the forest, so you can better comprehend what's happening when you put it on the mill. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time.